Good evening, you're watching The Buck Stops here and I'm Barkha Dutt. On the program this evening, the big political story, the BJP's modification, or should we say modification, is complete. That's right, Rajnath Singh is all set to announce Narendra Modi as the Prime Ministerial candidate of the BJP tomorrow. Will this give the BJP a lead over the Congress party? First, of course, the BJP has to handle its internal rebels. At the moment, of course, Modi is somewhat splitting and polarizing his own parivar. But what's clear is that despite LK Advani's very strong protests, the patriarch of the party is effectively being sidelined. So Friday the 13th seems all set to be the day for Modi, notwithstanding the last-minute hiccups. On the program today, we'll be asking whether Modi will now be an election issue and whether this announcement will give the BJP an early advantage or whether this is, in fact, a high-stakes gamble. Let's take you straight now to our face-off tonight. So the BJP is all set to announce Narendra Modi as its Prime Ministerial candidate. Has the BJP taken a head start over the Congress with this announcement, or will Narendra Modi prove to be the BJP's big gamble, big risk? In many ways, is the 2014 election going to be about Narendra Modi? Let's take you straight to the face-off on the Buck Stops here today. We're joined by Shashi Tharoor. He's, of course, a minister in the UPA government. We're also joined by Mahesh Jethmalani from Mumbai today. He's a senior advocate and a member of the BJP. Shashi Tharoor, let me start with you. From the looks of it, the ordinary citizen or voter of this country may say, I'm now all set to know who my choice is when it comes to the BJP. We're, of course, still awaiting the formal announcement, but it is pretty much a done deal. And from the Congress, though everybody keeps positioning Rahul Gandhi and says that Rahul Gandhi is going to be the face of the campaign, there has been no such formal announcement. To that extent, has the BJP got its house in order earlier than the Congress?
Well, I'm not sure that we need to be in an unseemly hurry because other people are. I think we all remember Mr. LK Advani's famous resignation letter of the 16th of June, where in the similar headlong rush to name Mr. Modi as chairman of their campaign committee, he pointed out that the leadership in the party and certain specific unnamed leaders were only driven by their personal agendas. That is something, a voice within a senior leadership of the BJP itself, that points out that some are anxious to put their personal agenda before the interests of their party. We have no such leaders. We have leaders who are interested in serving the nation. And when the due time comes, we'll be very happy to announce. We did the same thing in 2009. We actually had a sitting Prime Minister, and yet he was only announced as our candidate for Prime Minister in March of 2009 when the manifesto was released. I think it'll be probably something similar. Whenever we are ready, whenever the party is ready to go ahead with its announcement, it'll make it. But I don't see why we need to be rushing, tripping over ourselves as somebody in the BJP has chosen to do.
Do you believe, Shashi Tharoor, before I take this to Mahesh Jethmalani, that in many ways this election will be about Narendra Modi? There are those who point out that the Congress would want that. The Congress would want an election that focuses on a polarized debate around Modi instead of talking about issues of governance and misgovernance, issues of corruption, issues of basically the plummeting economy. So in many ways, the fact that the BJP has chosen Modi may in fact suit the Congress because the Congress wants to make this election about Modi instead of its own performance record.
Bakha, very frankly, I think it's the media that's making the entire story about Modi. As far as we're concerned, who our opponents are irrelevant. We will be running on our record. The UPA has had 9.5 years in power. We have transformed the face of India in this time. Everything from the Right to Information Act to the Right to Education Act, the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, now the Food Security Bill and the Land Acquisition Act, all of these things have really made such a major difference to the lives of millions of our people that this is what we want to run on. We want to run on our record, and each of us as individual MPs will run on what we have done for our people and what our party and government have done for the nation. How does it matter to us who is projecting himself as an alternative? we are going to be asking people to ask themselves honestly, are they not really better off? You speak of a plummeting economy. I think we're already seeing the signs of an uptick. Okay. Right now, the rupee is stronger. Right now, the Sensex is improving, and prices will be dropping as soon as the bountiful harvest of this rewarding monsoon have come in. Let's not jump to conclusions. We in the Congress are not rushing to any conclusions at all.
Mahesh Jethmalani, the fact of the matter is that you have had somebody like Sudhindra Kulkarni, very close to LK Advani, now no longer with the BJP, today talking about how if Narendra Modi polarizes his own party, this is his quote, not mine, if Narendra Modi polarizes his own party, what will he do to the electorate? These are questions being raised by people who've been associated with the BJP. Do you acknowledge that while Modi has a huge following, and no one can deny that, he is simultaneously a polarizing figure? Now, the question is a polarizing figure a gamble for the BJP, or is it a risk worth taking?
Well, I don't see him as being a polarizing figure, and I certainly don't see Sudhindra Kulkarni as being representative of the party's voice or the feelings of the cadre in the party. I don't know where Sudhindra Kulkarni is. I mean, he's close to LK Advani. He's not a member of the party. He gave up whatever access he had to the party after the last election, for which he was responsible for its campaign. And, he has his own axe to grind. So I don't take that seriously. Fact of the matter is, the BJP and the rank and file in the BJP believes that Mr. Modi is a vote maximizer. He may or may not be polarizing. That depends on what your perception is. But he certainly is the one individual who can maximize the votes of the party. Mr. LK Advani has had his chances in 2004 and 2009. And I'm a little surprised that he was so vilified in the past by the Congress party that Shashi Tharoor now speaks about him in almost deferential tones. And by the way, you strip Shashi Tharoor's, verbose and moral verbosity and the moral grandstanding, and the answer is that they're not really running on the record, because the fact of the matter is there is no personality in the Congress party who wants to don the mantle of leadership, because there is no record with which he can go to the public. Okay,
before I take that back to Shashi, Mahesh, a question to you. Even if you say Sudhindra Kulkarni, who's he's not relevant. LK Advani is the patriarch of the party. LK Advani told Rajnath Singh that anointing Modi before the elections could spell political disaster. That's the phrase he used. He said, where's the plan B to Modi? Now, this is LK Advani, not even Sudhindra Kulkarni. This is a man that the BJP can't ignore. This is a man who resigned from all party posts the last time the Goa conclave elevated Modi. So would you concede that that Narendra Modi, while galvanizing the cadres, is dividing the parivar simultaneously?
Well, he's certainly causing a lot of heartburn for Mr. LK Advani, and Mr. LK Advani is a respected leader. He's a patriarch. He's entitled to his point of view. Now, I haven't seen any cogent reason from Mr. LK Advani as to why he's opposing Mr. Modi's donning the leadership mantle. I haven't really seen a cogent reason. The whole question is about polarizing, and I don't see him as a polarizing personality. As I said, I see him as a vote maximizer for the BJP, head and shoulders above anybody else in the party, including, regrettably, Mr. LK Advani. Mr. LK Advani, as I said, has had his day and no longer has the same appeal to the rank and file or the public at large that Mr. Modi does.
Shashi Tharoor, is the Congress's problem the incapacity to offer a counter narrative to Modi? So what I'm really asking is that while there has been much condemnation of Narendra Modi, while there has been the questioning of his close aide Amit Shah running the Uttar Pradesh campaign because of his controversial involvement in a number of encounter cases where he faces charges from the CBI, what one is really asking is, what is that counter narrative? Now you said famously, when Narendra Modi spoke about the burqa of secularism, that it was better to be behind the burqa of secularism than in the khaki shorts of intolerance. While that's a great line, how do you translate it into a real political counter narrative? Isn't that what's missing? Because it's not clear who the Congress's contender is. Is it Rahul Gandhi? We don't even know if Rahul Gandhi wants to be Prime Minister.
Barkha, as I said, we will announce a candidate for Prime Minister when the time comes. We have a Prime Minister right now. We have no desire to in any way raise the question of Prime Ministership until the party is good and ready to do so. But let me come back to your fundamental question. This nation can only be led by somebody who unites, not somebody who divides. This is a nation of great diversity. It's a nation of multiple faiths, languages, regions, castes. We need to get a leader who can actually bring people together and not drive them apart, as sadly the BJP's leadership contender, let's put it that way, has done. And this is precisely why when we cite Mr. Advani, we are not taking back our previous criticisms of anything Mr. Advani has said or done in the past. We are simply pointing out that within that party itself, there is very clear dislike and dissension of this headlong rush to sanctify the personal ambitions of one individual. And as far as we are concerned, we will say that we will not have much patience for anybody advancing an agenda to rule India who does not enjoy the confidence and trust of all sections of Indian society. And our counter-narrative is, we are a party that stands for all Indians and all of India. We are a party that stands and has always stood for the inclusion of people, whether rich or poor, whether weak or strong, whether Hindu or Muslim, whatever these divisions are, whether upper caste or lower caste, whatever this may be. For us, everyone has an equal stake in the future of India and an equal right to a place in it. I don't know if Mr. Modi can credibly say that.